You're watching the O2 Arsenal Vodcast.
Bakary Sagna believes Arsenal are peaking at the perfect time as they prepare to face Manchester United in the Champions League.
Yeah, I think we had quite problems at the beginning of the season, but since 20 games now we are back and Arsenal is back and we are playing better game after game. We know we are a good team. We know we have good players and a lot of teams are scared of us, so we have to keep playing, and that's it.
Emmanuel Adebayor says Premier League positions will count for nothing when the first leg gets underway on Wednesday.
That doesn't mean anything. I think if you have to talk about the top of the table, we don't have to be in the semi-final of the Champions League. We don't even have to be in the semi-final of FA Cup. Where Liverpool are ahead of us, what are they today? They are off. So in football, every competition got its own truth. We don't have to take competition to judge anyone now. I think at the moment we're playing football. Till now, as you know it better than I do, we doesn't lose a game in the Champions League at home. It's not a chance. It's because we're playing good. So if you are in the semi-final now, it's because we deserve it, and we just have to believe that we can win it. That's all.
Łukasz Fabianski paid a visit to Emirates Stadium last Thursday to take part in Arsenal in the Community's World on Our Doorstep project. The initiative celebrates the cultural diversity of North London, a diversity which is mirrored in the Arsenal dressing room. We caught up with Łukasz after the event, but first of all the Polish keeper fielded questions from local schoolchildren.
Can you tell us about where you grew up?
So I grew up in a really small town in Poland, they're called Słubice. It's on border with Germany. It's like old German town. So after the Second World War, it became the Polish town. So I grew up there. It's like maybe 20,000 people living there. So like really small town. Maybe village more than town.
Did you know English before you came?
Language, yeah. I had my English like lessons. I started to learn it in primary school when I was I think 12 or 13 maybe. So for 6 years I was studying English, primary school and high school, and I knew some things, but I think my English improved a lot when I arrived here 2 years ago, and then I teach myself more.
What have you learned from other players about their countries?
I spoke a couple of times about different countries. For example, with Gardish about France, or even with Vito about Italy. But what I've learned, there are some. You can see the differences in how they. Not really how they maybe behave, but the way they maybe even think.
Can you teach us a Polish phrase?
Polish phrase?
So we like to learn.
We like to learn. I don't know. Dzień dobry is like good morning if you want to say to it. Dzień dobry, or how are you? You can say jak się masz, jak się czujesz.
How do you say good luck at Old Trafford?
Powodzenia na Old Trafford.
Should we try dzień dobry just so we can learn one? Is that right, dzień dobry? Should we try that? Dzień dobry.
Łukasz, have you enjoyed yourself today?
Yeah, I was really enjoying spending that time answering the really nice questions. So that for me was really like good and enjoyable afternoon.
I've been celebrating the rich diversity in the local area, the same in the Arsenal dressing room. What's it like being in a dressing room with so many nationalities?
I think it's really nice and really good, and I think you can also improve yourself about different things, about different nationalities, different cultures. So it's really nice when you can talk to someone else and ask them about so many different things. Yeah, that's nice.
The kids here have been learning about all sorts of cultures during their classroom lessons. What can you tell us about Polish culture?
The Polish culture, for sure, is different to the English culture. We have so many different, different things, or different way of celebrating some things, different way of even behaving in some points of of any, for example, meetings. So yeah, it's much more different culture, and it's maybe not two different words, but it's still maybe big gap between Polish culture and English culture.
So if someone came to Poland and met you at the airport and you had to take them to one place, where would you take them?
It depends where he's gonna arrive, but for example, you can if he's landing, for example, in Warsaw, in the capital, you can take him to the old town, because the old town, I think, it's much more different, for example, to the old towns which we can see here, for example, in England. So you can see the different way of how the people were building.